We are going further with lesson 4. That's part 1 of finding the problem. Anna already told you something about the third lesson. That was the first part of finding the problem. And now we're going to define. And define the problem after you have collected information of your wicked problem. First, a short summary. We have had some lessons till now. In the first 2 lessons, we talked about introducing ourselves and our team. We defined our wicked problem. In the third lesson, that's the second phase, we learned how to collect information for research. You see that in the picture, there's more information, more data for finding the problem. In this lesson, we're going one step further, and all the data, all the information we have collected, we are going to put it together step by step to create the specific and the real problem which we are going to solve in the next lessons. To define the real and specific problem, we follow 3 steps. The first step is download all the information, create a pile of results, and thematize and analyze all the information by grouping and gain insights. The third step is specify the problem. What is the real problem? And there's a specific method for how might we. We're going to create the specific problem before we can go further to solve the problem with solutions. Downloading is a brainstorm based on all the information your team has collected by doing the interviews, by talking to everybody, have some discussions, and all the information we're going to collect. By an interactive session, so everybody is standing, every team member will write down everything he or she finds interesting. You use post-its with a large wall or a large flip over. Put all the post-its during a brainstorm on the wall. In the brainstorm, it's important you can't make any mistakes. You write down on the post-it which you find interesting, important, strange, surprising. Write it down on a post-it. The structure of the post-its is not needed in this session. It will become in the next step. In this next step, thematize and analyze, we start to organize all the post-its, search for related topics, and combine all the post-its to clusters. You have to keep combining the post-its until you have 5 or 10 specific clusters. Then you give every cluster a good title and write or describe a title in 1 or 2 sentences. So everybody knows what does this cluster mean and why did we combine all these post-its. Now we have a good structure of all the information and have collected in 3 till 10 specific themes. Then the next step for creating a concrete specific problem, we use how might we questions. Which theme of the last slide is the most interesting and the nearest to your wicked problem? That's the first cluster you're going to use for this how might we questions. In the how might we questions, you have to formulate them, and you can ask, are too narrow, too broad, formulated, then you do it again. You try a new how might we question. For example, how might we create a more sustainable planet? It's quite a broad question. It's not an easy question that we have one answer for. So we try it again. How might we act more sustainable in our private life? That's more clear. It's more easy to have a concrete answer or a concrete solution. We can also make it even more narrow. How might we turn off the heat when we are not at home? That's more concrete, and we can answer that with specific solutions. For one cluster, you have more questions which you can solve. By using the how might we method, you create one or more specific questions for your wicked problem. After this, we will give you some homework. We will give you in a new video assignment which you can use your information in an assignment to go further for the next lessons. This is the end of lesson 4.